Jefferson County Court of Law number 2 is back in session with the special review docket on today's date, October 6th of 2022. Our next two cases are cause number 331762 and cause number 333064. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Joseph D. LeBeau. Mr. LeBeau, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. LeBeau, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. LeBeau, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. LeBeau, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. LeBeau?
I'm doing all right.
That's good. Mr. LeBeau, you're here represented in your cases by your attorney, Mr. Tom Burbank. Mr. Burbank, how are you doing?
Doing fine, Judge.
Mr. Burbank, do you waive a record in Mr. LeBeau cases?
We do.
Mr. LeBeau, in cause number 331762, I have before me an information. This information alleges that on or about January 23rd of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed to Class A misdemeanor offense of evading arrest, detention. Mr. LeBeau, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. LeBeau, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. LeBeau, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit number 1. Mr. LeBeau, on page 2 of this same document, there are 2 sets of initials. One set of initials, TB, is your attorney's initials, and another set of initials, JL. That's next to a box that's checked nola contingere, which means no contest. Mr. LeBeau, did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
And on the next page of this same document, Mr. LeBeau, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Mr. LeBeau, did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. LeBeau, on the next document that is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, there's also a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Mr. LeBeau, did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir.
At the top of the same document, there are 2 boxes that are checked. The first box that is checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. LeBeau, did you sign a document out there on paper that is titled Discovery Certification?
Yes, sir.
Mr. LeBeau, before you sign and initial these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did your attorney, Mr. Burbank, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. LeBeau, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and also have in the court's file State's Exhibit 2, the probable cause affidavit. State, you like to offer State's Exhibits 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor. State offers states 1 and 2.
Any
No
objections?
objections to states 1 and 2, Judge.
No objection. State's Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Burbank, you advised in counsel, Mr. LeBeau, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. LeBeau, your attorney, Mr. Burbank, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. LeBeau, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Your Honor, in exchange for defendant's plea of no contest in this case, the state is recommending confinement in a Jefferson County jail for a period of 30 days, Your Honor. We're asking that defendant be given credit for any time that he's due by law. Your Honor, in this case is to run concurrent with cause number 333064.
Mr. LeBeau, the state is offering that you serve 30 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You will be given credit for any time that you are entitled to get by law. The court cost in this case is $292. Mr. LeBeau, will you be able to pay the $292?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. LeBeau, I have before me a document that is titled Affidavit of Indigence. And on this document was signed by you and by myself on June 7th of 2022. In this document, the court found that you met the eligibility requirements for the appointment. Well, you met the eligibility requirements. And based on that, the court found that you were indigent. Now, the court is going to, now, is everything still true and correct on this document?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Mr. LeBeau, the state is, the court is going to find that you're indigent, and based on that finding of indigence, pursuant to Article or Section 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, the court cost in this case of $292 will be waived because the court has found that you are indigent. And Mr. LeBeau, the state is, this case will be running concurrent with cause number 333064. Mr. LeBeau, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. LeBeau, I will follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. LeBeau, we will now move on to your next case. And your next case, Mr. LeBeau, is cause number 333064. And Mr. LeBeau, in this case, I have before me a document that is titled Information. And this information alleges that on or about January 23rd of 2020, hold on. On or about January 23rd of 2022, it alleges that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of possession of a controlled substance. Mr. LeBeau, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. LeBeau, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. LeBeau, I also have before me, well, Mr. LeBeau, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. On page 2 of this document, there are 2 sets of initials, TB, or your attorney's initials, and JL, your initials are on the same line with your attorney's initials, and it's next to a box that's checked nolo contendere, which means no contest. Mr. LeBeau, did you place your initials JL on this document next to your attorney's initials?
Yes, sir.
And at the top of the next page, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Mr. LeBeau, did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document that is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, Mr. LeBeau, there's also a signature at the bottom of this document above the line that is titled Defendant. Mr. LeBeau, did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir.
At the top of the same document, Mr. LeBeau, there are two boxes that are checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. LeBeau, did you sign a document on paper that is titled Discovery Certification in this case?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. LeBeau, before you sign any initial, all of these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did your attorney, Mr. Burbank, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, misdemeanor plea admonishment, and State's 2, states of the probable cause affidavit, which is in the court's file. State, you like to offer States 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor. State offers states 1 and states 2.
No objection. States
No
1 and 2,
objection.
Judge.
States Exhibit 1 and 2 are admitted. And Mr. Burbank, you advised and counsel Mr. LeBeau in this case as well. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. LeBeau, your attorney, Mr. Burbank, has advised and counseled you in this case as well. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. LeBeau, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you're mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I'll also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Your Honor, in exchange for defendant's plea of no contest in this case, the state is recommending confinement in Jefferson County Jail for a period of 30 days, Your Honor. We're asking that defendant receive credit for any time that he is due by law, Your Honor. And this case is to run concurrent with cause number 331762.
Okay, Mr. LeBeau, the state is offering that you serve 30 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You will be given credit for any time that you are entitled to get by law. The court cost in this case, Mr. LeBeau, is $327. The court has previously found that you're indigent. Based on that finding of indigence, pursuant to Article 42.15 of Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, the court costs in this case will be waived. And this case will also run concurrent with cause number 331762. Mr. LeBeau, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand the finding of the court, finding that you are indigent and the waiver of your of your court costs?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and do you think that the offer and the findings is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the offer and the finding?
Yes, sir.
What is going to follow the plea bargain agreement with the previous findings? Mr. LeBeau, please, this will conclude your case. Please follow the bailiff and you have a blessed day.
Same to you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Oh.
Burbank.
Very good.
Okay, and Mr. Burbank, this is your last case. You're excused and you have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Court possibly.
Yes, yes. Let me do this here.
Northside Court. Okay. See on him on his cell phone. He also needs to use 1964 with his cell phone for his pen. And he can do that right now. He can do both kiosk and cell phone right now. Yeah. And of course, on the kiosk, it's 11/5/1964.
And Mr. Johnson, this will conclude our cases.
Thank you.
The other, I see Gerard is being dismissed, also being dismissed. Clannon has 2 dismissals, and Savidra is also being dismissed. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so this will conclude the court's special review docket. Everyone, please have a blessed day. And this will conclude the review docket in County Court at Law Number 2, Jefferson County, Texas, Judge Terrence L. Holmes presiding. And Herman, you have a blessed day as well.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, and you may be excused. Ms. Furman may be excused as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Have a great day.
Thank you.